So hi everyone, and welcome to the first of our pallet unbreaking or pallet reselling videos. We're taking a chance on this. This is something that we've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, especially, but there's also a new A&E show that came out recently that this is what people are doing. They're buying pallets and flipping them or reselling them through various avenues to try and turn a profit. So there are people who uh, this is a full-time gig for them. This is their business. This is their livelihood. We're not going to be doing that, at least not yet. This is something we're going to be doing as a side gig, a little bit of extra income, hopefully. If not, at least some entertainment. A little bit of expensive entertainment, but entertainment nonetheless. Um, so my wife and I is the A&E show that we actually started watching, um, and like a lot of A&E shows or Discovery shows or real life professions, we're like, oh, we can do that, Deadliest Catch. Oh yeah, I can go jump on a crab boat. Yeah, right, I can never do that. But the joke is, oh yeah, I can do that, no big deal. Storage Wars was one where I was like, you know what, that'd be cool to do. However, we don't have a lot of storage lockers where we live, and uh, it's just something that we don't think it's big. We don't hear about a lot in Northern Ontario where we're located. So out came this new show on A&E where with pallets, and we're like, you know what? Maybe that's something we could do. So we spoke to my in-laws, my wife's parents, and they agreed to take a chance with us and go splits on a pallet to see what happens. So once again, this is not made to be a main source of income, at least not yet. And we understand there is definitely inherent risk in doing this. Um, so I'm actually in my man cave right now, and the reason I'm shooting this in here is because they say a lot of times with goal setting is to plan with the end in mind. So not necessarily the end, but what I see potentially if this goes well, and we are able to make a go of this, is my man cave might end up becoming our in-house warehouse to keep some of the stuff. So um, kind of a goal setting end in mind type of idea filming in my man cave for now. So I might have to sacrifice my man cave if this actually does well. So we did order a pallet on Friday. Today is Monday, so we're waiting for it to arrive. It's coming from Milton, Ontario. We're thinking sometime mid to late this week, hopefully, and then on this weekend we're probably gonna take a day and do the unbreaking, and we'll definitely film that and attach it on the tail end of this video. So what are we opening here? What are we looking at? So in this case, we did pick a palette that was manifested. So it does have a breakdown of what is supposed to be in there. Now we are assuming risk here, like most businesses, but this is one where they flat out tell us on every site that does this that the manifest does not necessarily 100% list everything that's in the palette. When if it's on the manifest, it may not be in the palette, or it might be stuff in the palette that's not on the manifest. So you are assuming that risk. We're hoping that 95% of the manifest is correct, especially on the highest few items, because that's where uh, I'm hoping that we can recoup and at least break even. And then all like those smaller, harder to sell items. I mean, if we sell them, great. We may have to sell them at 20% of MSRP. We'll figure it out. So um, so here's the palette board for this one. So it is August of 2020. Yes, we are in the middle of the COVID pandemic. So maybe some of this is COVID boredom, if you may, but it's something that we decided to take a stab at. So this is an auction palette from Direct Liquidation. They have centers all through North America. Looks like only one in Canada, based out of Milton. So that's the one that we ordered from. Just to save on shipping and customs and all that stuff. So this is a untested customer returns pallet. Specifically, we believe it's from Walmart. So this is where the other risk comes in, is these are customer returns. So these may be damaged. These may not be sellable at all. Uh, but we've watched a lot of YouTube videos and we've seen some customer return pallets that are they're brand new. The things that people maybe decided that they didn't want, or it was a gift and they returned it, and boom, like people making a good chunk of change off of those. So we're hoping we're going to get a good enough combination of new unopened and open box, but new, clearly new stuff that we can do well on this one. Um, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, the MSRP on this one was $3,630 and change. So we got it for $825.58. Shipping cost us $256.84, which is reasonable. We were a bit worried because we heard some rumors about direct liquidation that their online estimator does not come close to what shipping actually costs, and that sometimes it's twice. Well, the online estimator said 225. So I said, okay, it might be 400 just from what I've been reading. But it came out to 256.84. So that seems reasonable. Down the road, we'll look at if it's cheaper to go down and pick stuff up ourselves, because we do have a van to do that. But for now, we got it shipped. Taxes, because yes, good old taxes. So we're paying HST in Ontario, so that's 13%. So that's $129.98. Now, because it was our first purchase with direct liquidation, they sent us a code for a 10% discount. Quite frankly, without that 10% discount, I don't know if we would have bid on this auction. That 825 was a bit higher than I wanted. It was at the very high end of where I think we could at least break even when I did my calculating based on what was manifested in that pallet, which we'll talk about shortly. Um, so that $82 in savings is what made me click submit bid at that point. So we're all in for $1,129.84 on this pallet, which works out to 31% of the MSRP. Also, this is there's 107 items in this pallet, so there's a lot in there. So that breaks down to about $11.30 an item, slightly less. So, but let's say $11 an item. So there are definitely items in there that are not going to be worth uh, $10. Some of them are not even worth $5. Quite frankly, some of the things, if we can even sell, we're lucky to get maybe a few bucks on a Facebook auction. So we are going to do primarily Facebook selling, Facebook Marketplace, eBay for some of the things. Because if they come in the way I'm hoping they come in, some of the items I researched, eBay sales were much higher than they should be. So, and they're selling. I've checked the sold listings. So, and the shipping on them, because they're not crazy sizes, shouldn't be terrible. And people were paying like $40 shipping for things I don't think it'd be any more than 10 or $15 to ship in Canada. So there's some things that we might turn to eBay for, but we're gonna try to sell as much locally as we can to avoid eBay fees, to avoid shipping costs and time to go and get everything shipped. So we're gonna attack the local market, Facebook Marketplace first, and then move to eBay. And we can probably do that for the first little while, and then if this takes off and we have to get rid of some of the stuff, we might turn to eBay to do that. So some of the things, some of the highlights we're hoping to see. There's supposed to be 3 Barbie Dream Campers in there. These things, I'm not sure if you know, this is a toys pallet, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This is a untested customer return toys pallet. So if these Dream Campers are in there and they're in decent shape, those things go $140 on both Amazon and Walmart.ca. So the idea is to sell it a bit less than that. So yes, we're taking a risk on here. In fact, I forgot to mention too that like a lot of the sites, they tell you that a customer return pallet, you can get anywhere from 20 to 25% damage. When I did my math, I took 30%. I always go conservative with a lot of things when it comes to finances. So I went a bit conservative on the 30% damage. And also selling on average 75% of MSRP, which is probably a bit higher. I could probably bring that down a little bit. But those Barbie Dream Campers, if they're $140 at Walmart, and these come in like I'm hoping they do, all 3 of them in good hopefully unopened or these open new condition. I'm hoping we can post for 120 and even sell for 100. And that will go a long way towards making back that 1200, 1100 and change. Actually, one of those though, I should say, one of those three is gonna be put aside for our daughter's Christmas present this year. So actually, we have to incorporate that into the fact that we're not buying 140 bucks. We bought it for, let's say, 100, and just use that as part of our calculation because you would have otherwise sold that. Otherwise, there's a few other things that I'll talk about as we're doing the unopening as we come across them. But expect to see a handful of remote control vehicles, which we're iffy about because of customer returns. Is it because they're broken, or is it just because they don't sell well? The things that have an MSRP of around $20. So you know what? Maybe we'll put them on marketplace for 10 or even 5, just to get them moving. There's also a handful of like Nerf dart style guns and ball blasters. So hopefully, once again, those MSRP. Some of them, like there's one that's it's like a machine gun style Nerf gun. It's got like an battery operated rotating drum with like, I think it holds like 40 darts at a time or something like that. And the like it sells on Amazon, it sells on Walmart for like over 50 bucks on both of them. I hope we get over 50. I'm gonna post for 40, and hopefully somebody takes it, especially if we get close to Christmas. So here's hoping that some of those items are in there and they're in good condition. There's some Star Wars lightsabers, so if anybody's looking for Star Wars lightsaber, we can have like 10 of them, I think. So hopefully, once again, MSRP and post on Walmart and Amazon, even eBay for like 20, 25, 30 bucks a piece. Probably selling for 10. So that's the type of stuff we're going to be seeing. So that being said, it's Monday. Hopefully by Saturday the pallet's in, and we'll be seeing you on Saturday. My wife will definitely be there. My father-in-law, I'm pretty sure, will be there. And my mother-in-law, depending on the childcare situation, she may need to help watch the kids. We're not sure yet. So we'll be opening that box. So, and what I'll do is I'm going to put it right next. So there should not be any break for you guys between now and Friday. And so here we go with the unbreaking.